When these camp kids head down the fiery Gizzard Trail, they're doing more than just walking through the woods. They're hiking in history.
It's its own little microcosm of an ecosystem and an environment that is so rich and so almost untouched, even through geological time and ages. Everything here is what's been here for hundreds of millions of years.
Stopping along the way to learn more about what's around them.
Now I have a piece of flint here. When you hit it with another rock, instead of crumbling and breaking like the sandstone would, it actually chips.
The kids begin to see that everything here has a story to tell. From a fossilized piece of shale.
Grundy County used to be a shale sea and marshy swampland. Shale is mud that has turned to stone before the age of the dinosaurs.
To towering trees.
And what do we know about how old a tree is?
1 year by each tree.
We don't know how old exactly this is because we haven't done a core sample, but a good guess would be 200, 300 years old.
And even people who walked here before them.
Davy Crockett, who lived close by, was a very important politician, soldier, and frontiersman who became an American folk hero.
These trail tales help kids connect with this special place and the world.
You're putting children in an environment where they're naturally going to be curious, and you're willing to be curious with them, and you're willing to ask questions with them, and you're interested in the stories behind things with them. And that, I think, just shows them the value of that, and hopefully they'll keep that with them.
When you think about the fact we're one of the most biologically diverse places in the world, you start to think, you know, wow, that's the whole world. It gives them a little bit of pride in the area where they live.
A little pride can go a long way. Growing up in rural Grundy County, where 40% of children live in poverty, many of these kids face challenges no child should ever face.
Sometimes maybe the rent can't be paid, or maybe you don't have electricity. And of course, in an area with poverty, that gives rise to a great deal of additional problems with, you know, drugs and especially meth, things that can literally mess your lives up forever.
Oh, he's looking at that. Did you see that? Whoa, he is good. You know what,
helping kids cope with the challenges that swirl around them was the idea behind Camp Discover.
This is the scary part. In order to be comfortable holding a snake, you have to be comfortable with his head. Now, a
collaborative effort by the University of the South, Yale University, Scholastic, Tracy City Elementary, South Cumberland State Park, and others. The camp gives kids positive experiences.
What about you? Have you held a snake before?
That turn into personal connections.
It feels rubber. I
is
feel
kinda like
it
rubber.
bones.
Whether it's touching a wild animal,
Totally. The frog.
reading stories that share life lessons,
She rustled her wings, climbed into the sky, and disappeared over my head.
taking their own pictures.
They were asked to try and take photographs of things that are special to them, places, people, things that they discovered, that they were new to them, that they wanted to find out more about.
Playing together outside.
The kids love being outside. They enjoy the freedom.
Visiting people and places in their community. Or writing in a journal. Everything the kids do at camp has an impact.
They have experiences that they would never have normally in their everyday lives. You know, even something as small as the snacks that we provide, because what we do is we do a lot of fresh fruit whenever we can. I had a child last year who said, this is the first time I've ever had watermelon. And to me, to be 10 or 11 years old and have never had watermelon was stymieing. I couldn't believe it.
I think you're ready. Okay, here we go. Now,
these new experiences help the kids come to a better understanding of themselves and their connection with the world around them, empowering them to weather life's storms.
I'm not going to hold that too.
If we can give these kids enough positive experiences that they can fall back on, then when a negative comes into their lives, they're more likely to be able to be self-sufficient, like some of the characters that we're reading about in My Side of the Mountain. And you know that it's not the end of the world. You know that you can make a difference, and you can make it and survive.
Ultimately, they're going to become viable members of a community. So it's not so much about how to develop a community as it is about how to sustain and support a community through conversations. So we're really trying to get those habits going as early as possible. How to have a conversation in order to build communities.
We all tell stories either in written form or verbally or through pictures and photographs. And all of those pieces really seem to contribute to the sense of children connecting with each other, children connecting with teachers, children connecting with people in the community, children connecting with the community itself and places in the community.
Places like the Fiery Gizzard. Because as important as a support network of family, friends, and community might be to these kids, this natural support network will never go away.
It can be a constant in these children's lives where they might not have one otherwise. It's a place that they can go, and they understand that it's a relatively safe place, and it's a place where they can explore being self-sufficient. They can explore ideas that they might not be able to within the four walls of their own home.
And a place where they can continue to grow and learn how to tell their own stories of hope and promise and a better tomorrow. Stories that are as much a part of this place as these ancient rocks and towering trees. I'm Ken Tucker on Tennessee's Wild Side.